So you talk a lot about culture throughout your entire journey, throughout your entire career. Obviously, moving to China is a completely different culture from America. Being a marketer and an incredible one that you are, how was your role different in marketing to China than it was in the United States?
My role there, first and foremost, well, actually, that's not true. There was a couple first and foremost. There's really three, I think, kind of main objectives. One was to really deeply understand the Nike brand and make sure we were kind of translating that appropriately and correctly, right? That was one. Two was to make sure we were translating the Wieden+Kennedy brand appropriately in China, because that was our first, foray into the advertising market there. And then I think third, which was the one for me that was the most fun and the most rewarding, was to develop really great marketers and advertisers out of this, like this exploding Chinese middle class. And you had these kids that were graduating from school that some of them didn't even know why they were at Wieden. They just knew they were a little different. Their parents are from the Cultural Revolution and these kids have iPhones. Like that, they couldn't be more different from their parents. And even within their own circles, they were the more creative ones. They were the ones that wanted tattoos. They were the ones that didn't want to do math, science, engineering, that stuff. And, they kind of just flocked to Wieden. And it was a pretty beautiful thing. Like in our first 10 years, we had like 30 relationships. Most of them were marriages. It was pretty special.
So I am a huge advocate of, international experience and getting to experience different cultures for an extended period of time. So, and I know you've talked in the past about the importance of diversity in the workplace and how not having a diversity in the workplace can lead to, issues, especially in marketing and advertising and failed ads. Like one that comes to mind that was just a really, I know it came under a lot of fire was the 2017 Pepsi ad. So can you just kind of explain what the importance of diversity in the workplace means to you and why that is important?
Well, I think, so to go back to your previous question, Owen, you said I talk a lot about culture. I think of culture, like in my mind, the definition of culture is an action that you put into the world that causes everyone else to shift, right? And I think that's what makes really successful brands and really successful people, like people who change the world. They say like the stubborn man is the one that will change the world. And, diversity is what I think gives you the perspective and the understanding and the opportunity to find those moments where you can make the world shift around you because you understand all perspectives. You've got visibility to flavor. You got visibility to options. You got visibility to all the different layers of like what's moving the world, And I think, especially now, like when you look at what's happening in the world, what's driving culture, it's like young Black and brown kids who are driving culture, And I think to not have that in your building and then try to market to these kids, to not have that perspective driving your work, driving your creativity, you're just missing so many details. And great creative is about the details. It's about the nuance,